Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Market Report on ADBN Television. My name is Adefola Olamide. We're going to be having a two-part interview segment and discussion on this show today. First, we are taking a look at the Nigerian stock market Q1 2025 performance. And joining me all the way from Lagos is Mr. Ambrose Omordion, the Chief Executive Officer of InvestData Investment Ltd. Will be helping us to understand what has really happened in the first quarter of 2025. Talking about Nigerian All Share Index that posted about 2.66% gain in Q1 2025, closing at 105,660.64 points. This marked a sharp contrast to the 39.484 return recorded in the same period last year. However, despite this broad achievement, there are still a lot of mixed reaction coming from traders, analysts on the Nigerian stock market. So, Mr. Ambrose, a very good day to you.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Very fine, and thanks for being part of the show today.
Thanks for having me, sir.
So let's go straight to the issue. But first and foremost, there has been a rumble lobster across the global market talking about Trump government tariff. The recent tariff that President Trump is pushing out is affecting global market. What's your reaction to it, sir?
Actually, for me, I'm not surprised seeing Trump acting this way. But it's good that many players in the market, both internationally or locally, understand that in any opportunity, you have to take it. But in any crisis, I mean, there's an opportunity. Don't forget that we have what we call a market meltdown in 2008. Market was bleeding. Also, we have a COVID-19 issue where the market thought 11 years ago also it's an opportunity. This time again, another what we call a tariff war or panic-driven sell-off across the globe. For me, it's just an opportunity for people to make money. It's a simple what we call a transfer of wealth. But just understand that what drive the market down will also bring the market up. If you understand that any stock market anywhere in the world does not remain in a downturn or an upturn. But when you say market is not done that, it's driven by activities, not because of the fundamental of the economy or the market. Tells that something is just a temporary thing. For me, what we saw sell off in the US, in the Asia market, Europe, and also saw it in the Nigerian market panicking yesterday. But today our market is just changing direction because that what is driving the market now is not the same thing to affect that because companies on our market there are put impressive number and higher payouts for investors. I believe that our market should also start looking up if our economic managers and policymakers should look inward and give us right policy that will drive the economy into the future.
Exactly. Very fantastic submission from you, Mr. Ambrose. But let's quickly go into the discussion of today. The first quarter of 2025, Nigerian stock market just closed by end of March. And we have a 2.66 gain in Q1. What is your assessment of the market from January to end of March as it goes?
In the issue of Nigerian market, I tell you that the first quarter of the year most times close in green because of what they expected the corporate earnings that come with reward. And that is that investor positioning from January, and that also runs to the month of February. I think that January closed positive within the first quarter. It's only the month of March we saw a little pullback in the 3 months that made up the first quarter. Tells that investors are positioned earlier that are put the market for because also there are many companies that think as December as year end is seen as well the peak earning season. And the good thing is that even the market has gained 2.5%, for companies on the exchange become stronger. In Nigerian history, from 2020 to date, our market have been in the uptrend. First of all, companies on the exchange have improved in performance and they are paid out as well as their price. That's why you see the price going up. And also, in addition to new listed companies, and also high capital also gaining. For me, it says that our market is becoming stronger. It's too late for investors in Nigerian market to understand the terrain they are playing because if the company managers in Nigeria understand how to manage the economy, even we're having economic headwinds and they are posting positive number, investors in Nigeria to understand the market and trade work intelligently. And there is an opportunity for you to make money in the market if you are investing with knowledge, not just pulling bandwagon or guessing. I think that the market in first quarter are created well for designing and smart investors.
Exactly. If we say smart investors, we also have smart consumer goods are also making brilliant performance on the stock. What do you have to say? I know in a recent discussion with you, you have always talk about how the consumer goods are also doing very well, the way the financial sector are also doing. But we saw that in the first quarter, the consumer goods stock performed brilliantly.
That is because we said that many of them have understand that the impact of FX on the operation. Some of them have gone to kind of convert their debt that they are owing their foreign partners or parents to come into share. That means they are not going to spend money to service those debt again. That will be a plus for them because if you remember now in 2003 and 2004, it is FX that put most of them in red. And also, because the economy is also very tight, the consumer purchasing power has also been weakened. And but now that we're seeing that they're able to put their operation in a proper perspective now, and also expect that if we are seeing a slowdown in inflation, if we continue, that means consumers will have more disposable income to invest to consume, and that also impact their bottom line. And also, most of them also diversifying their operation. For me, it's a good one that most companies in that industry, I think that they can take advantage of what is happening in the economy today. So I believe that consumer sector or manufacturing sector is the heart of any economy. If the government really wants Nigeria to really employ the youth for because they are the ones that create jobs in the manufacturing sector, they need to also make policies that will help them. Because I'll tell you, the high tariff of electricity in Nigeria is affecting the manufacturing sector. Also, the high interest rates also affecting them. But now that we're seeing a positive economic data in terms of looking at the inflation figure dropping for almost 2 quarters. All guys are on March inflation to see whether it will that trend of going southward. And also, I think that the purchasing manager index for the month of January, for February, and March are positive. That sector is coming on gradually again. But it's not done on economic managers and the policymakers. That the policy they are making in Nigeria is friendly to expand this companies that they can employ Nigeria and engage Nigeria. That also helps to solve insecurity problems in Nigeria. If many people are engaged, I believe that insecurity in Nigeria also start coming down gradually. For me, I think that's the right way. If our economic managers are thinking the interest of Nigeria, not just to attract foreign investors with high interest rate, that is also taking the economy to that board. Thank God that economy will remain simply on a slow growth. But I believe that if we can have people fund to access, that also boost economic growth. That's of our GDP increasing from what we are seeing now to a better figures.
Exactly. Now, from aspect of critical expert like you, we are saying that we have a mixed performance in the first quarter. What is your reaction to that? Because many of you guys, analysts on the stock market, are saying what we have seen so far in the first quarter is a mixed performance, that we should expect more. But from your own angle, was it really a mixed performance in the first quarter of 2025?
Yeah, actually, because every investment is against the future, against expectation. When we entering, as we are entering the year 2025, investors are already positioning for the first month of the year. Who have seen in Nigeria for the past 6 years have beat expectations of return. That's that it's also closing in 2025. That January is a year, it's a month already that investors always don't play with. Because that time people are positioning for the full year results for many companies that have December as year end, and that of February. Then that means that when the numbers are coming, because investors are positioned earlier, and most of them also are seeing the dividend, they are reacting. That's why I see that for the month of March, it's a slowdown. But I tell you that I'm also preparing for the second quarter that just kick off this April, to tell you that as we are seeing better earnings for first quarter for the full year, if the first quarter for 2025 also remain as expected, big market expectation, also to see the market reversing up again. That is the trend of the market goes up and down, you have the opportunity to buy low and sell high.
Very interesting, buying low and selling high. But there is one issue that we cannot separate from what has happened in the first quarter of 2025. Now, the issue is about how we are going to be going forward in sustaining investors' confidence as a key way of maintaining the rally within the view of the first quarter or the second quarters we are just starting right now. So what will be your view in regarding to sustaining investors' confidence in the second quarters that we are just starting now?
No, for investor confidence, it's not just for the companies are doing well to show that we are investing into value. But what is also is for the regulators and the government. If the government are giving the investors a good business environment that is conducive, more investors will come. That is investor confidence. But if we are seeing insecurity here and there, that will affect investor confidence. Apart from those that are traveling, everybody, that means big companies cannot do bigger business than because movement from one place to another is not assured. For me, I think government should look at also the regulators also mentioned that inflation has reduced to the best minimum level, which also I believe also going to boost the investor confidence. And also more regulators that investors are protected is that the major from regulators and government. But for the company on exchange, then they've done well to keep investors that yes, we are here to give you value for your money. And that is what we are seeing. Even when the economy has a headwinds, we are seeing positive number that the corporate managers in Nigeria has gone beyond looking at what is happening. They've turned this opportunity to create wealth for their investors. That's why I see higher payouts for investors for 2024.
Now, Mr. Ambrose, before I let you go, you have seen the new law, the new ISA 2024 law that has been signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is the Investment and Securities Act 2024 that has been signed into law. What's your reaction about this law that has now replaced the 2007 Act of the ISA?
For me, it's a good development. I'll say that. But in Nigeria, we are not out of law, but it's implementation that is our problem. No, signing it is a good weapon development, which is for me, but it's implementation and also making sure that those that are enforcing this law understand what they are doing. That also encourage people to to abide by, but not just having a law that even the operators or the who are supposed to enforce, they don't understand what they're enforcing. Apart from them to go back and study it and make it that for me it will protect also investors' confidence or boost their market confidence and all. But we need our those that are going to oversee the law or going to implement the law to enforce it at the right time, and also let us educate Nigeria about the law, but not about just making law. People are it's true that let everyone understand that this is a law in the market. But I believe that it's for the interest of the for the investors, and also to encourage foreign flow, because when you know that there's investors are protected, that was encourage to bring more to Nigeria. But I think that implementation is what we need. We have a lot of law in Nigeria. For me, it's a local development for this one. I put it outside into law, but we need to also make Nigeria understand this law and also implement it.
I really appreciate I appreciate your submission on this particular aspect. But there's one part of the law that many stakeholders in the sector are celebrating. The injection clause are now brought about recognizing digital assets. They're talking about cryptocurrency and the rest of them. What do you have to say about that?
No, when it comes to crypto assets, let me tell you one thing. It's the elite in Nigeria that are playing that space. And most of them are getting their finger burned because they are playing without knowledge. If no government to regulate it, I think education is what we need most. We encourage people, but not that when you are playing it in the market, you don't understand. And because you are making laws, you can't be able to say you are playing that market. Today, I can tell that I'm a stock analyst and I'm making money in the stock market. But most of them that have got their finger burned in that crypto space, they'll keep quiet. Are they educating Nigeria to do it? It's just for is it a closed door business? No. Let the regulators also come out and teach Nigeria how to play. Since now is among the law that was signed into law. We need proper education to encourage Nigeria how to play and also play safer to protect themselves, also to make money. It's about that is a good thing. It's not just because the way they are making. No, if they understand the game, who are educating them? But I know that most elites in Nigeria are doing it, and that's why they also successfully put it that part into law. Yes, we agree, but let the regulators also go to the level that they understand they are regulating, because regulating that space, you need more education and more technology to regulate to do that.
Exactly. I agree with you, and I want to appreciate you for coming on the show. But before I let you go, we have to project for second quarter. Second quarter have started already, and by end of May, we'll be looking at a review of second quarter, or by end of June, we'll be looking at a review of second quarter. So, what is your projection for the second quarter of the Nigerian stock market going forward?
Most time, most forecast or projection at times go the other because of unforeseen events. Like those that are projections for the year, for second quarter, not knowing that Trump will come on the 4th of April
exactly.
to blow. That changed a lot of what. I think that in Nigeria, not affect our markets as such, because yes, it can be an independent a company that imports most of the time, but I tell you that most companies in Nigeria or most sectors are coming up powerfully. It's not done on the government and the to boost those sectors so that they can boost some, reduce our importation and also create wealth for Nigeria and also create employment for Nigeria. I believe that the second quarter has something good for investors. So we expect to see a mixed market. So all eyes are on a Q1 number to give us insight what will happen. And also, we have seen that in market data, despite we say that what we are seeing that rebase or base year effect, but I'll tell you that if our inflation continues to come down, as we have seen in Q1 and in January, in February, if March also go in that direction and April go in that direction, MPC meeting in May might also look work for kind of either keeping the rate unchanged again or start to cut with either 55 basic point to start with. That cost will give more confidence to the market. I mean, source of fund in the economy become cheaper. That will also boost economic activity that will oil the expected growth to expect. But if it just remains high, that's a key for Nigeria, because cost of fund is that's why business activity is not expand as expected because they can't borrow from. But if there is great cost, that will encourage what expansion going to the future.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Ambrose, for being part of the show today. We hope to have a fuller discussion maybe in the coming weeks on Nigerian stock market. Well, thank you for giving us a perspective on the review of the first quarter 2025 performance of Nigerian stock market. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day in Lagos.
You too.
All right.